thought I was the happiest child in the world until my parents passed away, leaving me and my brother behind. My brother Julian had to give up his college scholarships to work 2 jobs just to keep us together. We lived in a tiny studio, ate cheap noodles, but we never gave up. Julian would stay up all night drawing, since his dream was to become a comic artist. I also practiced drawing and even wrote a story based on my arts. Julian was amazed when he saw my stories. I thought life was being nice to us again. Just then, the strange accidents started to happen. First, my brakes failed on a steep hill. A week later, while I was sleeping, a ghostly creature appeared at my bed foot, threatening me. Then Julian kept receiving anonymous letters claiming our family was cursed by our father's unpaid debts, and that I was the target. To protect me, Julian said I had to disappear for a while. He locked me in our apartment's windowless storage basement. Every night, he'd brought me a plate of food and bottled water, telling me how much he missed me and how hard he was working to fix everything. I spent 2 months agonizing in that dark room. Desperate to help Julian, I spent my days drawing full graphic novel concepts on scrap paper, hoping he could sell my art online. One evening, a fire alarm went off. Smoke filled the basement. I pounded on the door, screaming for Julian, but nobody came. I had to kick through the door and got out. When I finally reached our street, I saw Julian standing by a truck, packing up his things. When he saw me, he didn't run to hug me. He looked horrified. He threw a stack of cash at my feet, yelled that I was on my own, and drove off, leaving me standing in the cold rain. Broken and homeless, I spent the night in a 24-hour diner. The owner, an elderly publisher, noticed me sketching on napkins. He looked at my art, saw potential, and offered me an apprenticeship on the spot. Over the next 4 years, he became like a grandfather to me. He published my graphic novel series, which went on to become a global bestseller. When he retired, he left his publishing house and his house to me. Years passed. One day, Julian showed up at my front door. He was wearing worn-out clothes, gaunt and trembling. Despite everything, he was still the brother who raised me. I brought him to my house and gave him a guest room. By morning, Julian was vanished, along with the laptop containing my unpublished manuscript worth millions. I immediately called the police. 2 hours later, officers intercepted Julian at the airport. I rushed to the police station to see him. There, he started to tell me everything. There were no father's debts. There was no curse. The brake failure, the ghost. Julian staged every single accident to make me paranoid, so I'd willingly hide in that basement. He kept me locked away because he was selling my artwork and stories under his name to a major studio, making a fortune. And when the studio demanded a full-length book, he couldn't deliver, so he set the basement fire to destroy the evidence, cut ties, and run. He came back because he ran out of my ideas and needed to steal more. Julian was arrested and sentenced to prison for fraud, arson, and illegal confinement. Days went by. I still trembled at what happened. The person who I thought was my light just waiting for the right moment to steal my spark. I forgave him, but he was just a stranger to me. The real family was the old man who gave me a hand while I was drowning in the dark.